I want to introduce my guest today. I want to tell you a little bit about him. So, his journey is incredibly exciting because he has been able to help others live a healthy life and fulfill their life. And one of the ways that he actually lives his passion is through the founding of an app, LUVO. Okay, that's the app, all capital letters. So if you're looking for it, go out and look for it now. It's out there. I actually downloaded it, and it's a pretty cool app. So I want to have him talk to us about the app, not only about the app, but he is the author of The Man with Zero Talent: How I Reinvented Myself, Renewed My Zest for Living, and Rediscovered Lasting Purpose. So, with that being said, welcome to A Sip of Inspiration. I am so glad to have you here today.
Thank you very much, Stephanie, for such a nice introduction. I am more than happy that your audience will be able to take some useful tips and information from our conversation.
Yes, I'm sure there will be because you are incredibly interesting. I didn't even mention the pharmacist part either. So, okay, so let's get started. Let's talk about the app. So, what was the science behind your app? And how long did it take you to create that? Because I'm wondering what was going on that you decided that this needed to be an app. Because I know sometimes our dreams just tap us on the shoulder. So, what was the experience like for you, and what can we learn from the app?
So I launched the app, which is called Luvo, in 2022. And this app is an extension of my book, The Man with Zero Talent. So once I published my book, I wanted to reach more audience. So I thought, app is a way that I can reach a bigger audience because nowadays, it's easier to connect with audience, through apps.
Mm-hmm.
And, there are definitely, practical tips, which users can use in that app. Because, this Luvo app is not a meditation app, it's kind of a, overall health and wellness. So we have, taken a holistic approach in this app. So the first category in this app is meditation. And just to clarify the myth that most of the people have, that meditation is, related to religion. Meditation has nothing to do with religion. People think, oh, I don't want to be a Buddhist, or I don't want to be a Hindu.
Right.
Meditation is basically a form of exercise tailored specifically for your brain. Now, we all go to schools. We have learned, math, we have learned science, we know how to talk, but nobody taught us how to focus and concentrate.
That's
And
true.
that is the first skill which is needed to accomplish anything in this life. Now, Stephanie, you can be an artist, you can be a professor, you can be a scientist, you can be an athlete, you can be a musician. If you are not able to focus or concentrate, you cannot accomplish anything.
That
So,
is true. So on the meditation part, so I want to repeat that again, is that to meditate doesn't require you to be a member or a believer in any religion, okay? Because I meditate and and I I meditate all the time, and I have found that, as you said, that's when your creativity sort of comes alive, and when people talk about things just begin to happen for you, that's one of the things that you do to help those things start to happen for you. So, what form of meditations do you recommend? Because there are a lot of ways to meditate. So people think it's always sitting in a lotus position with your fingers and saying ah. There are so many ways to meditate till it is unreal. So, what are some of your favorite ways? And then your app Luvo, which form of meditation works best with it, if there's such a thing?
okay. So definitely, it's a very good question. The first, myth which I wanted to, eradicate or clarify is that you don't have to sit in a lotus position. Means if you can, which is fine, but if you cannot, that is fine too. You can sit in a chair, you can sit in your bed too, but I don't recommend sitting in the bed because then you have the tendency to sleep.
So true.
So we don't want you to sleep. We want you to be in a relaxed state. So if you wanted to sit in a chair or sofa, which is absolutely fine, the only thing you have to take care is your back is straight or your spine. As long as that is straight, you should be able to sit in any position as long as it is comfortable. Means if you wanted to, lie down again, that is also fine, but not in the bed. Because the whole purpose of keeping your spine straight is all the communication between your brain and your body is happening through the spinal cord. So we want that communication to keep going when you are meditating, because this body and mind are interconnected. It's not two separate entities. All the communication between brain and body is happening through hormones, through electrical and chemical signals, and through neurotransmitters. So, these are all linked. So we have to make sure, we are sitting in a right position. Coming back to, what kind of meditation. Again, I'm not a trained meditator. I have learned through myself and through my own experience. And, when I was learning it, or, when, a couple of years back, I never had the intention to do meditation.
Oh.
Why should I meditate when I am happy and peaceful and everything is going fine? People meditate or people come to meditation or mindfulness as, which is more the right term which is used in Western culture, mindfulness.
Mhm.
But, if you see that it's the same thing. You can, use meditation, you can use mindfulness, you can use hypnosis, you can use transcendental meditation. The purpose of all this is heightened state of mind.
That's
So
true. So walking meditation has become popular lately. So what difference is that then in walking meditation as opposed to some of the other meditations?
there is no difference. You can do what you are comfortable with. That's the whole purpose. Our intention is not to become a monk. Our intention is to live a life which is happy, healthy, and peaceful. If you are comfortable doing walking meditation, which is absolutely fine, because one formula does not fit everyone. If I say, okay, these are the things which I have done, you have to follow these things, which is not right. You have to find your own, comfort, place which is right for you, which fits your schedule, and you are able to do it every single day. Even if it is not every single day, at least 4 or 5 days a week. And in our app we have used different kind of meditation. Like we have guided meditation, we have unguided meditation. And in this unguided meditation, when you download the app, there is 9 questions, and you have to answer those questions. Depending upon those, you answer the questions, the algorithm will decide in which level of meditation you are. So there is 7 level of meditation. And if you see it, it goes from root chakra to crown chakra. So it's 7 levels. Suppose if you're in the 3rd level, you will start your meditation from there. And there are 7 days. Every 7 days, you move to the higher levels. And when you move to the higher level, the color of the app is going to change at the same time. So we have 7 vibrant colors in this app. So imagine that you are changing the level. The app color is changing from green to orange to blue to violet. And what we say that, it definitely enhances your meditation, but it gives positivity in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have live sessions, we have live meditation, we have live guided yoga nidra meditation. So these are live sessions which are done by experienced coaches. So it's not that somebody is pre-recording it and putting it. The coach is live in front of you. They will teach you how to do it. Once the session is done, you can interact with the coaches. Like, you have any questions, you can have one-to-one conversation. You can put your questions. Okay, why did you do this way? Or what should I do to concentrate or focus better? So it gives them a platform to interact with the coaches. And the best part is everything is free.
Yes, it is. It is a free app. Yes, it is, and it really is fun when you see the chakras and they change colors. So for those of you who are listening, it really is a pretty cool app. So I know breathing is incredibly important in meditation. So are there any special ways to breathe, or is there any breathing technique that your app likes better over others? Because some there's a 3-1, there's a 6-3, there's a 7-1 breathing, there's all kind of breathing. So which breathe so I don't want people to think that they have to use one particular kind of breathing, but which one works best, do you think?
Again, it's a tricky question, which kind of breathing is right. But we have four kind of breathing in our app. So one is the equal breathing, like
Okay.
you inhale for 6 seconds, and then you exhale out for 6 seconds. Then we have relaxed breathing, where you inhale for I think it's 3, 7, and 1, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the most popular one, which has been used for a long time, and it has been used by US Navy SEALs, is the box breathing, which is 4 inhale, 4 hold, 4 exhale, and 4 hold. So that is the most common one, and the research says that that is more effective. It has been taught to the US Navy SEALs, so definitely there is some kind of explanation which says this is the best one. Again, the choice is up to you. Like, we have 4 choices. You can use the way you want it to breathe. We do have the fourth one, which is called a breathe with music.
Okay.
So there is a music playing and the person is breathing in that music, and you can breathe with the music, because it's kind of a different variety to have a different choice. And I haven't seen this in any other app. So I thought, okay, this seems different.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it is useful for some of the people. So as you said, breathing is the clearest indicator of how our mind and body is working. If we are able to have a relaxed breathing, definitely the mind can become calm and relaxed.
And your breathing does tend to get better or even change and more relaxed the more you meditate. So meditation actually helps with the breathing too. As a matter of fact, that was one of the first things I discovered, and I thought that was really interesting. I said, "Oh man, I was really excited." It's like, so what else is going to change? And you'll find that as the chakras change, you'll actually, once you do it long enough, you'll be able to feel the changes going on subtly. But if you don't ever, it's not required to. So I just don't want people to put too much pressure on meditation. Like you say, just sit, find a quiet place, sit still, and just be quiet so that your body can instruct you as to what to do. And this app does a good job. So I think the app is fantastic for that. So as you're doing your measurements and people are meditating, do you measure, like, maybe sometimes people are dehydrated. Uh, are there instructions about how much water you should drink or things like that for them to have a successful meditation session?
Yes, like meditation was one part in this app. So there are different sections in the app. So water intake is kind of the second thing which is in the app. So the app is going to remind you every 1 or 2 hours or 3 hours the way you selected to drink enough water, because our body and brain is made up of 60 to 70% of water. And if you are not rehydrating yourself with enough water, you can become dehydrated, and dehydration can lead to anxiety and depression, and it can definitely lead to other elements at the same time. But so this is a way to remind yourself to hydrate, because we live in cold countries, and when it is cold and winter, we sometimes forget to drink enough water. And what I recommend is between 8 to 10 glasses of water every day, in the summertime. And again, it varies from people to people. If you're doing some physical activity, then definitely you need more water. But on an average, you can say, between, 2 liters approximately, you have to supplement yourself with water.
And you need the water whether you're meditating or not, but you really do need the water. That's true. Yes, because not drinking enough water is amazing. How fatigued you become, how quickly you become fatigued and everything else. And even I found in my case how sort of agitated I can become. And it's generally because, oh my God, I didn't drink enough water. My body is trying to get my attention. And your body will try to get your attention in different ways because it needs water. So, tell us about your book. I thought the title was interesting. So why that title? How did you come up with the title? And the book is The Man with Zero Talent: How I Reinvented Myself, Renewed My Zest for Living, and Rediscovered Lasting Purpose. And it is available on Amazon. So, how did you decide that title? That title is really interesting.
I don't know whether it's interesting or not, um, but the title does not signify what I have written in the book. Like, the man with the zero talent signifies that no human being is born talented. When we are born, we are all empty slates. But anybody can change their life and make their life a masterpiece. The choice is always to every individual how they wanted to change their life. So, you know, I never had the intention of writing the book or making an ad or doing anything what I am doing today. I will say, it is the grace of the God who has put me in a difficult situation that I don't have any choice. But at that time, I was definitely thinking, why God is punishing me. You know, as with most human being, if something difficult or challenging happens, we always think, why this is happening to me? What I have done wrong. But when you are going through a difficult situation, there is an opportunity and a challenge. Why opportunity? Because you can change your life upside down. You can make yourself who you want to become. From that situation, when I was struggling from 2013 to 2016, I did not know what to do in my life. And each passing day, I was drowning more and more. And I have to find a way out. And I was not able to find a way out because, in spite of being a pharmacist, I did not know what to do. And once I started changing my life, it took me 3 years to figure out, okay, this is the process, because I did not have the roadmap or what should I do. Once I was able to figure a clear-cut roadmap in 3 years, I thought of writing the book. And so that, people can benefit from my experience. Again, if you are more than willing to spend years, go ahead and spend 3 years, finding what is the right ways and how you can change. Or you can take a shortcut. And I'm not saying, read my book. You can read, anybody's book, and they can read your book, because I was again interested by the title of your book at the same time, creating a masterpiece from a master mess. That this title fits exactly for me, if I say frankly, because I have to create everything from the mess to a masterpiece, because I was at the rock bottom. You cannot be below that. So once you start building from that, that who you are actually. So it's the same thing, I did not start meditation because I wanted to do it. I was left with no choice, because our mind are very restless. And it's with every human being. This mind is very powerful, but very restless at the same time. And this mind can be compared to a drunken monkey. The monkey who can make your life a nightmare. Because, the job of the monkey is to jump from one tree to another without any purpose. Same thing with the mind. It's jumping from one thought to the other thought without any reason or purpose. But the same mind, when controlled and subdued, can make your life, a masterpiece. So again, the choice is up to us. And as you're aware that, we go through 60 to 70,000 thoughts per day. And 90% of these thoughts are the same as the day before.
Yes.
And most of these thoughts are negative.
Yes.
So same thing was happening with me, and same thing happens with most of the people. If something difficult situation comes, in your life, you are kind of, repeating the same thought over and over again, and you cripple your life. So what is the way out? So I find out, okay, meditation is one of the ways you can control your restless mind. So, I have done an extensive research about meditation, because I wanted to find the scientific explanation. Because if I say to any of your users, do meditation, they will say, why? Because, nobody wants to, sit in a lotus position or sit in any position and, sit for 10 minutes, because it's kind of, becomes monotonous work after some time. You are just sitting with no noise in a calm place, which you're not, ever used to do it. So how can you do it now?
Yeah.
So you have to find the scientific reason, okay, what is happening inside me? So, I started researching a lot about, meditation. And, I can explain scientifically, what does meditation do in our brain? Because until and unless people know, how it is affecting them, how it is changing them, then it becomes, easier for them to change. Because knowledge is power. And what we are doing now is sharing our knowledge. Sharing that how we failed, how we were at the rock bottom, and how we are able to come up. And, I don't say that, we are anything special, but we have done our homework. We have put out our efforts to come this far. And the purpose of, me being here and you being here is to help other people see, okay, what is possible for them. Because every human being has endless or limitless possibilities.
Yes.
Now, the choice is up to us whether you want to tap to those limitless possibilities. I did not know how to tap into those possibilities. In spite of being a pharmacist, I did not know that. But once I know it, I wanted to share it with other people. This is the way you can, tap into your inner potential, and you don't have to be talented.
Meditation does take a lot of different forms, and you'll find in your own practice that when you start to meditate, that the way you meditate will morph into other methods of meditation too. You'll be more willing to try other things. And I remember reading something by Michael Singer. All of his success came through just meditating, just sitting still. And it's amazing how ideas, it's like once you clear the clouds or the brush or whatever you want to call it that's in your mind and get that quiet place, it is amazing the ideas that come to you. And my last book was almost an order from the universe that I'm listening to, and said, "Hey, you're going to do this." It's like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then the next time it's like, "Yeah, you're going to do this." It's like, finally I did it. So I sometimes you'll be surprised what ideas pop up. So for those of you who think that sometimes when you meditate it's all just boring and it's not. It's comfortable, it's calm. Sometimes nothing happens but quietness, but sometimes those ideas just come. And they may not come when you're meditating per se, but they start to come. And they're things that you do, and then all of a sudden, as Sanjib says, your life starts to change, and then you can't really put your finger on where the change started. You just know it's changing. And once you start it, you can't stop. And do it anywhere you want to do it, how you want to do it. His app is really good, is a really good guide, but you can create your own too. So now that you're on this path with the app, and you've got everyone meditating, what is some of the feedback you've heard from people who are using your app?
Means there is definitely good feedback, as well as not so much good feedback. Like like what I'm getting reviews is most of them are positive.
Mm-hmm.
But last week only I got a review that this is not in French or Spanish. Like this app is only in English. Now it's hard to cater to all the audience. Like I'm right now struggling to promote my app, but having in different languages is kind of difficult. So that was kind of one of the not so positive reviews. But other than that, people are liking the app because there are so many features. Like we only talked about meditation and water intake. We do have exercise. Like the app is going to measure the number of steps you take, how many calories burned, and the distance traveled. And it will give you a graphical representation, like daily how many steps, weekly, monthly, and yearly. So you have a chart how many steps you are taking per week, monthly wise at the same time. Then if you want to connect your smartwatch, like your Apple Watch,
Okay.
or your Fitbit, or your Garmin watch to the app, you can connect your smartwatch to the app, so you can get all the data from the watch to the app. So you don't have to look in two different apps. You are able to get all the information in one platform. Then we have sleep analysis. Like if you're not able to sleep properly, the app is going to measure your light sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep, and you can get the same data from your any smartwatch, whatever you are wearing it. So how well you are sleeping, because sleeping is again very crucial for our mental as well as physical health. One night of bad sleep can change your life upside down. And again, this brain is so much complicated. Like we are able to find a little bit in the last 1 or 2 decades, but still we don't know, what is happening inside the brain. Like, when we sleep, what is happening, we don't know. Some of the morning you wake up, you should be, refreshed and energized, but still you feel up, moody, or you know like foggy, and you don't know the reason, because you don't know whether in the sleep you did not get enough oxygen, or the waste which was in the brain is not able to excrete from the brain, because there are a cerebrospinal fluid which cleans the brain at the same time when you're sleeping. So again, we don't know all the factors, but again, sleep is very crucial. Then we have gratitude. As you know, that gratitude is something which I definitely emphasize that we all have to cultivate it. It doesn't come at least naturally to me. Like we have to build a habit of gratitude. Like we should be grateful for so many things in our life. Like I am sitting in front of you, it means I have a house, I have a laptop, I'm wearing a good shirt and tie. So there are so many things which we should be grateful for. But what is the natural tendency of the human being is we see the negative side of our life. Most of the people, Stephanie, if you see, they are happy with 90% of their life. Only 10% they are not happy. And we hit we hit our head only for these 10%. Why I don't have these things. See at the things which you have, being grateful for what you have. And the app has a section you can mention, what you are grateful for, on that particular day. And you can build on that. There are different things we should be grateful for, having a family, having a spouse, having a job. There are so many things. And that's how we can build positivity, and that's how we can spread humanity, because again, that is very important, because you cannot live a happy life thinking only about yourself.
Yes, and there's been a lot of research done on the benefits of gratitude also, and we talk about it a lot on this show. It's like it improves your health, it lowers stress, it lowers high blood pressure, um, it it actually helps with weight loss. It's just amazing how wonderful gratitude is. And we do spend a lot of time in the negative, and there's been research there too that says out of all of the negative things you think about, less than 1% of those things happen. So we're wasting all of this time worrying about what could happen. And in my book, Creating a Masterpiece from a Master Mess, gratitude was one of the things that I used when I was homeless to rebuild my life. So I challenge everyone, if you can find one thing a day to be grateful for, and I don't allow you to repeat. Okay, it's got to be something different every day, because every day looks different. I'm sorry, it just does. Okay, so if you do one thing, if you just write down one thing every day, at the end of the year, you would have 365 different instances in which you were grateful. And that's powerful in itself. Now, if you're working with me as a coach, you've got to find 10 things every day. But if you're not, since you're listening, you find one. Gratitude is so, so important. And I think that that's a great feature on your app, where people can actually list some things that they're grateful for so that they can keep up with it, because we don't remember what happened 30 days ago that made us smile. We don't remember. Where can they find your app? Those who would like to have your app, let them know where they can find it.
So if anybody wants to download the free app, they can download it from the Play Store or the App Store. Again, it's completely free. And once you are downloading the app, if any users want to download the free book, they can get the link of the free book in the app in the blog section. So they can also get the free book. So, but if the users wanted to buy it, they can buy it from Amazon.com. I think I cannot put a lower price, because that's the least I can sell in Amazon. It's $2.99, and means if somebody wants it to buy it, that's the least I can keep in Amazon.
That's true. And Amazon, they do have those rules. Yes, they do. So you guys run out, make him a bestseller. The book's $2.99. So just 50 of you all run out and buy that book this week. And then that book will go to a bestseller, and that helps promote the app too. So, what other tips in our last few minutes will you have for the viewers when it comes to the importance of meditation and the expectations that they have?
As Dalai Lama, the greatest Buddhist monk, said, start with 30 seconds, just half a minute. And if you see that 30 seconds is nothing, and you can build on that from 30 seconds to 1 minute to 5 minutes to 20 minutes. 20 minutes is the recommended, which I suggest to any of the listeners. If you can do it for 20 minutes, that is something, which will be helpful, and which is the required amount of time which you needed to make your mind still. Again, there are days, where you will not feel as good. In spite of doing meditation, like when I started it, some of the days it seems like, I'm taking 2 steps backward rather than taking 1 step forward. And it's very common to, feel those kind of days, which is fine. But, keep doing it. That's the, roadmap, or that's the way you can build on anything. That you have to keep working on whatever you are interested in. If you're interested in meditation, that's fine. If you're not interested in meditation, pick yoga, or you can pick something like walking meditation, or you can pick something like hiking. Again, when you are hiking, it's kind of a meditation.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot think of anything else. You are just thinking of the next steps, and you are seeing the beauty of the nature. That's again a way of meditating, being mindful of that present situation. So whatever fits your schedule, start doing it, gradually build it. Don't try to do it for 30 minutes one day and then stop it completely for a few days and again start it. It is not going to benefit you. You wanted to start anything in your life, start it small and gradually build on. It can be exercise, it can be meditation, it can be, your dreams or goals. Rome is not built in a day, it takes time, it takes efforts. But you have to be persistent. That is the key word, which I have found after a lot of hard work, a lot of research, and Stephanie will definitely agree with that. Persistence is something which is going to take you a long way in spite of you are not good at something.
Right.
Because you can become good in any field you want by being persistent.
That is so true. Well, we are about out of time, so I want to thank you for being here with me today. And I want to thank you for all that you have shared with the guests, because meditation is an easy step that everyone can take to start to change their lives. And for those of you listening, if you're not meditating, as you know, I need you to start meditating like now, 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. Okay, just sit still 5 minutes and find a way that works for you. And this app will help you to find different ways that works for you. And you will be amazed within a short period of time how much your life will change. And the changes are going to be so subtle sometimes that you didn't even notice them until something happened that actually pointed it out to you in your attention. And that's the fun thing about meditation. You'll be really surprised. So it reduced my blood pressure. It helped me do a lot of other things that I wanted to do. Some things I didn't even know I wanted to do them, but I'm doing them and I love them. So meditation will introduce you to yourself. So with that being said, I want to remind you all that may this day offer you just what you need in each unfolding moment. I want you to be inspired. Until further notice, just celebrate everything. Do not go gently into that good night, but find a heel worth dying and take it. Be that person that you are waiting for and make today so awesome that yesterday gets jealous, and above all else, do it your way. Until next time, you guys just have a blast. Call it all good. Bye, and thank you for being my guest today, Sanjib. I appreciate it.